so I can send it to you.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so some of the good things that I see, I'm just gonna play. We're just kind of focusing on the left side video here right now. You have pretty good twist, setting up your catch in the front. So here where you're going into the setup and toast, this is, so if this is like your 2 position on the boat, there's pretty good neutral going through here. Setup, you're starting to twist there. You could see your, I should probably mark here. So I kind of look at this shoulder in relation to the inside shoulder to make sure you're getting good twist.
Okay.
So that's actually a pretty decent twist. So I'm just gonna kind of show you the difference between, so as I'm coming through my 2 position here, right? So if we look at both of ours, so twisting, and then like this last little bit here. So going from here to here, it's mostly just leaning, right? You don't see your shoulders quite moving as much anymore.
Okay, they should be?
Yeah, so if you look on this side, it's a continually retwisting, because I mean most of your power.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So that extra little reach at the end is you keep twisting. Don't stop twisting. I mean, you are going to be leaning forward to get into that catch, but you can see my shoulders, right? So the difference, we kind of get to about the same point here. And then the biggest difference is as we keep going, I open up even more, right?
Yep. Got it.
Okay.
That bottom arm is...
Yeah, so that's the next thing I was gonna say. So the first thing we were focusing on is how much the shoulders get stacked. So you do decently well there, but that last little bit, that last couple extra inches, you're mainly focusing just on your lean right here. So so twisting, good twisting, and then it stops and you're just leaning forward for that grab. So keep twisting even as you're leaning forward there.
Okay.
And then obviously the other thing is, you already noticed it, right? The lower arm. You gotta get that straight, right? Because you're gonna lose some length because it's bent, and then you're gonna lose a little bit of power because you're gonna be relying on these to lock this position. Otherwise, as soon as you release a little bit, then you're gonna lose some core. So you want to start here, arm extended, so that everything is just going through the shoulder to that wrist, and you're just pulling with the big muscles. Okay.
Hold on, let me write some notes.
So that's probably the biggest item. I think another smaller thing, I didn't get that side video for this, my comparison, but let me go ahead and show you the other side. Something to be just a little careful about.
Okay.
And it has to do with, you can kind of see it here.
Top hand?
Yeah, so your top hand, when you come back through here, and as you're going into the catch, you kind of throw it out and straighten just a little bit.
Okay.
So I would want to see a more consistent angle.
Okay.
Because the further you go away, the harder it's going to be to pressure down. So kind of lock it in here. Basically try to keep a little bit more consistent angle. I mean, I think that's not a huge deal, but I think it'll affect your paddle angles a little bit. So, so let me go back to the side view again real quick. So if I were to say like, okay, I dig in here, and I'm like fully buried around this angle here. So if you were in the front of your stroke and you catch in here,
That's that reach, get a little extra inches there, yeah.
well, also like blade angle wise. So if you were to imagine, right, because when we're watching from that back view, as you were catching in, your lower hand kind of moved forward a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
And because your lower arm is bent, this is back a little bit. So paddle angle wise, now I'm here versus I'm gonna get in here. And an easier way to achieve that angle is if first your lower arm is outstretched. So this position is a little further. My top hand, instead of making sure I don't straighten out here, I keep it at the fixed angle. Slight bend, right?
Yeah.
And here, if I connect those two dots, it's better than if I bend and straighten this, then my paddle angle is going to be, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I think those were the major things. So I think the biggest thing for you is the lower arm.
Okay.
The other two aren't as bad because your twist is pretty good. When I see you on the boat, you work pretty well with your twist. It's just that extra bonus if you get that little extra work. I mean, part of it might be flexibility too, so kind of working through that as well.
Yeah, and I know my gut.
Yeah, this limits me as well. No, it limits me as well. I mean, I've been struggling with my own for quite a while.
Yeah, so I'm like basically from here to just that little extra reach, right?
Yeah, but then obviously not compromising. Like you don't want to get to the point where you have to open this up either.
Right.
Because you don't want to over twist. So you want to know the limit too.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and stop this. Well, I'll say it. So over twisting, you'll easily know if you over twist and your elbow comes like way up above your ear.
Yeah.
Your inside ear here, that's too much. So.
Yeah.
Right now, this is not really a function of over twisting. This is more just you're letting your top arm come up a little bit too high. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop this video here.